Howdy, folks, and welcome back aboard the SS Horror. I will be your captain. Today, we're going to give you a little review on the Haunting in Connecticut. So sit back, take a dip, and enjoy. Well, alright, and welcome back. Let's get started with a little dip. Alright, so today I'm going to be dipping a little camel snooze mellow flavor. I really like this, folks, and we did a review on it, so if you want to check it out, I'll put the link in the description, maybe. Either that or just search it. Alright, so here's one of the regular pouches. In the review, we did the large pouches, so see, it's a little more slender, so it fits in the lip a little bit better. And we're going to put this in Old Faithful so I get the delicious mellow flavor. I love that flavor, folks. I love a sweet tobacco flavor. Alright, let's get into this review. So, reviewed The Haunting in Connecticut. Came out in 2009, and it's rated PG-13. What? Can you believe it, folks? I did do a review on a movie that was rated PG-13. But before you go any further from that, listen to the review, because I got a lot to say about this one. So, I watched it on the Amazon Prime streaming service. I highly recommend it. It's written by Adam Simon, who also wrote Bones, which is that weird horror movie with Snoop Dogg. There was a look at that for you, folks. Weird movie. He also wrote that TV show that's called Salem about the witches. It's written by Adam Simon and Tim Metcalf. Tim Metcalf, funny fact, was the writer of Revenge of the Nerds. So this is interesting already, folks. These two writers, what are we gonna do? They're gonna write us a good horror movie? Well, we'll find out. Alright, so it's directed by Peter Cornwell, who also directed a little movie called Mercy. Have you heard of it? 'Cause I haven't. Anyway, the music's done by Robert J. Kral. Here's another strange one, folks. When I looked this guy up, he does movies for cartoons like Batman Gotham Knight and Superman Doomsday and Green Lantern, all these cartoons. So, pretty interesting setup that we got already. Alright, so, production and distribution. So it was produced by Integrated Films Productions, and then the distribution is Lionsgate. Everybody knows Lionsgate. I've never seen a bad Lionsgate movie, folks, just FYI. And Gold Circle Films distribution. So there you have it. The running time to this, a little long. You got an hour and 42 minutes, 120 minutes for those, 102 minutes for those who ain't good at math like yours truly, I guess. Anyway, let's dive into the theme. So the theme of this one is we got a haunting. So it's that classic haunted house horror movie, New family moves into the house, weird stuff starts happening, alright? Now let's get into the story. Now this is a spoiler-free story, okay, that I'm going to give you. I'm not giving it away, how everything's going to turn out. I'm just going to lay the tracks for you. So, I'm going to read this. After a family is forced to relocate for their son's health, and he has cancer, okay, they begin experiencing supernatural behavior in their new home. We've all been there. Well, maybe not been there, but we've all heard this old chestnut. So it turns out to be a former mortuary where they perform these seances to talk with the dead. So there's the story. It's perfect. That's all you need for a haunted house movie. Anyway, so let's talk about scariness. The scariness here comes from, in the beginning, that's the thing, is it gets different scary, there's different scary factors in this, folks, okay? It starts out where the only person who's afflicted is our teenage protagonist, the boy who has cancer, and he's the only one affected. Well, it's kind of difficult for him to deal with this because he's going through all this chemotherapy and all these weird drugs, so he don't know if what he's seeing is real or if it's a side effect of the drugs he's taking. So it's kind of scary. And it's also kind of scary because, his doctors, they don't want him to have those kind of side effects. So he's worried, like, should I tell people? I don't want to stop taking drugs that could make me better, just because I'm seeing some crazy stuff. So there's a little bit of a fear there. I think if we put ourselves in that character's shoes, we'll realize, you know what? I'd probably be in the same boat. I'd be like, well, I want to get these drugs to get better. Don't want to tell anybody what I'm seeing, but it's freaking me out. All right, so next up, we got this. It's not a terrifying story, but it's still scary because of the concept of the haunted house. It's like anybody could encounter one of these haunted houses. Like every time I don't know about you, but I watch a lot of horror, so anytime I ever rent a new place or go into a new house, I'm always kind of just, I wonder if this place is haunted. So there's a fear factor there for you. So my opinion, haunted house stories are my absolute favorite, folks. I love poltergeist movies, hauntings, all that, and it's the fact that this could happen to anyone type of deal that kind of scares me, you know what I mean? So it's not an insanely scary movie, but I'll admit that, if I'm going to get up in the middle of the night to go take a leak, I might be checking my corners after watching this one, all right? So take that as you will. Let's get into some pros and cons, okay? So, we've got this protagonist that has this justified fear of things that he's seeing and worrying about his treatment. But at the same time, he's still like, he's gonna fight these demons. Not fight them, but he's not just gonna roll over and take it. And I like that about him. He tries to understand it more. Even though he is terrified, he's still strong enough to be like, okay, what's going on? All right? I like that. So I really like that he was the only one affected at first, because that makes it even better, because you start thinking, oh man, when everybody is in it together, it's kind of like, strength in numbers. But if you're the only one that's being affected at first, you're like, oh my God, I'm all alone in this. Why ain't anybody else seeing this? So there is a reason why he can see some of this stuff. And I was going to talk about it, but I feel like it'd be kind of a spoiler. But it is a con. So if you go out and watch this, one of my pros is why he's able to see these supernatural entities, okay? And I just don't want to spoil it for you, so go check it out. The story to this movie is fantastic, okay? I love the story. It's a great story. And not just a good story, okay? It's great. Cons. The only con I could barely remotely complain about is the jump scares. Now, when you've watched as much horror as I have, or some of you have out there, jump scares don't really get to us anymore. But, we can recognize when they're supposed to. So, it's not that, I don't like a good jump scare. It's just that sometimes when it's overdone, and I feel here it's almost borderline. Some things can make you jump, some things, maybe they were trying to make a jump scare, but it wasn't a very good attempt. But, that's the only real thing that I could barely complain about here. So, in conclusion here, this I give my highest rating. This is a must-see horror movie. So all horror fans should watch this movie. It's a very well done horror story, I feel like. So if you ever plan on writing or making any horror type of media, a book, a movie, a TV show, this is a great example of how well a horror story can be done, especially in the confines of a PG-13 rating, It has everything. It's got the emotional story, it's got supernatural elements, there's gore, it's got all the good stuff, and I'm really surprised that they did so well with the PG-13 rating. So just stop this video right now and go watch it. Wait, hold on. Don't go yet, all right? I'm just after the video. I apologize. So, first I want you to sound off in the comments and let me know what you thought if you've seen it, or come back and give us a comment after you see it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on the Twitter. Check us out on the Facebook. Always looking for more movies to review. Here up in the future, we're going to do a little bit more dip alternative reviews on Tisa. They sent me a nice batch of their products, so we're gonna check those out. I'm gonna give a little more detailed review on one flavor, and then what we're gonna do, I think, is just to give you snippets at the beginning of our dip discussions and such of how the other flavors are. So I haven't decided which flavor I'm gonna do the official review yet on, but be looking out for that. I'm still going to do a review on Yoga Hosers because that was an interesting movie. Yeah, but if you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments. I'll check them out, all right? Or email us or Twitter us or Facebook, whatever. So, this has been your captain speaking, and remember, keep it spooky, y'all. And I wanted to also give a special shout out to Tina Austin Davis for liking our Facebook page. Thank you, Tina, and I hope you enjoy our content. Keep it spooky.